I know what you're thinking. Dude, obviously such an ancient device would never be able to run iOS 17, and you're right. But the real question is, how? Well, this iPod Touch is actually running WhiteDoor 7.1, but it's modified with a tweak called LimeDoor, which makes it look like the modern iOS 17 or 16. Starting off with the lock screen, and we do notice that we have the San Francisco bold font that Apple uses for the iOS 16 lock screen, and it says slide to unlock because no, you can't unlock with the home button, you still have to slide. And as for the app icons, they've been directly taken from the new iOS versions. In fact, we can see that the App Store icon, the like settings, music, but for example, the calendar icon is still pretty much the same. As for the design of the apps, it's still pretty much the same, just with the font being different. The settings app, as you can see, it has the curved corners right here, which do make it look more accurate to iOS 17. The icons of the menus have been changed to look like iOS 17, and once we go to general and about, we're going to see that this is based off iOS 3.1.3, just like WhiteDoor actually is. So what's new in this? Well, we have the control center. The control center doesn't look that accurate, but it's still quite the effort has been done to make it look somewhat modern. However, as you can see, the keyboard here is basically just exactly the iOS 3.1 but with the bold font. Also, the multitasking doesn't look any different. And one disadvantage that this has is that it breaks the multitasking when you set it to the iOS 7 style. So for instance, you cannot close or open apps from the multitasker. You're gonna have to go with another style of multitasking, which is the manual multitasking, which looks like the older multitasking of like iOS 6. The new app that's been added here is this ATM, which I'm guessing is an alternative app store. Once I open it though, it crashes. Also, the calculator looks pretty much like the new calculator with the rounded icons and the black background. YouTube still doesn't work. Same for the App Store. On the plus side, Cydia still works on this thing. I did a mistake in my WhiteDoor video where I said that Cydia doesn't work, but it actually does. Cydia, which is pre-installed here because yes, this is pre-jailbroken, it doesn't even work. I'm guessing this is because it's like an outdated version. It says untrusted server, so I'm pretty sure the server is outdated for this Cydia. You just need to do a couple of tweaks like an HTTP patch, and then it will just be working again. And you can still also sideload apps and games into this. Yay! The volume slider is pretty weird. It tries to recreate the newer style, but since it's centered in the screen, it doesn't even look accurate. The assistive touch is nearly invisible, and it looks kind of the same as the previous WhiteDoor skin. The powering off menu looks better than the WhiteDoor one. As you can see, it finally has the proper icon to slide it off. You can click on X down here. The WhiteDoor settings are still the same. In fact, no new feature has been added from the WhiteDoor 7.1 skin, because at the end of the day, this is basically just WhiteDoor 7.1 with a skin. So it's like iOS 3.1.3 with a skin on top of a skin. The folders also still look the same as WhiteDoor, they haven't been changed. The charging screen also looks the same. In fact, it hasn't changed from the WhiteDoor 7.1. Another thing that's new in this skin is the wallpapers. So as we can see, they've added all the new iOS 17, 15, 16, 14, 13, 11, 10, 9 wallpapers. So it's a lot of wallpapers, but they removed the iOS 7 ones for some reason. Since this is based on iOS 3.1.3, that means it's compatible with the iPhone 2G, the first generation iPod Touch, the iPhone 3G, the iPod Touch second generation, which I have right here, and the iPhone 3GS. The iPhone 3GS one is unofficial. but it still apparently works. Another feature that has changed from WineDoor 7 is the lock sound. Before it used to be the generic iOS 3 lock sound, but now it's this new one. Another thing I forgot to mention in my WineDoor 7 video is the charging sound. It has the new charging sound. So I guess that's cool. You can still sync it to iTunes, but obviously it asks for a software update. The music player still kinda looks fugly, but not as ugly as it used to be in the WineDoor 7 skin. Also, there's this new lock screen look when you are playing a song. I guess right here it's supposed to display the album cover, but as you can see it gets pretty weird. But it's still a pretty cool feature to see. And the transition is smooth as well. Like, wow. The music player doesn't look as fugly as it used to be, at least the interface. You can see that it's way more organized than the WineDoor 7 original skin. So is this worth installing? Well, if you want to daily drive your device with this, then obviously I wouldn't recommend this because, first of all, it's based on iOS 3.1.3, which means that it has worse tweak support and app support, and it's also not very smooth. As you can see, the multitasking is broken if it even wants to work anymore. It's not very consistent, it's kind of laggy, but at the end of the day this just remains a little skin just to keep playing around with it. Do let me know if you want a tutorial on how to install this. The only reason I'd recommend to install this is just if you have a bunch of these devices just lying around, you want to somewhat make them have a use, then maybe this could be for you. Thank you guys for watching, a sub would be appreciated, and I'll see you later. Peace!